Welcome to This Week with Old Sarge. This week, riding trains. So when I was on the tactical patrol unit, we got charged with doing a lot of details. Details all the time. Got a 10K? Let us know. We'll help you out. Need some traffic enforcement done? Well, we're the ones you call for that too. So we stay busy doing details. Well, today we got the detail riding the transit trains. So we sat down with the Sarge there and he starts telling us what's going to happen. So he's giving us the whole briefing about what we're going to do, where we're going to go, and all that. I get detailed to go down to Newark to ride the train over to New York City. I'm like, well, that sounds good. I like me some trains. Who doesn't like trains? So he says we're going to be partnered up with a transit police officer. One that rides the trains all the time, knows the ins and outs of it. So, partner up with them, do what they do, and you'll be good to go. All right, fair enough. So I drive down to Newark and park the old troop car in the police-only parking lot, which is good because not a lot of parking spaces in the big city. Lock her up and make my way on into the station. Kind of take a look around in there. Everything looks good to go. Looking for this guy I'm supposed to partner up with. Sure enough, I see a transit officer over there, and I'm like, hello, introduce myself. Said, you the transit officer I was supposed to be working with today? He kind of gives me a funny look, because the accent. I'm there in uniform and a whole bit, but you don't sound like you're from around here. So, well, I ain't, but you the one I'm supposed to be meeting up with today? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, all right, what are we going to do? I'm here. I'm your extra set of eyes, extra set of hands. I'm here to help you out with whatever you got going on. Now, he seems pretty happy to hear that. I'm not trying to, do his job or anything else. So he's like, well, we're going to look around here for a little bit, and check the station out and make sure everything's good to go. Then we're going to hitch a ride over to New York City and see what's going on over there. Like, all right, lead on. So we check everything out, and he goes and looks at one of the monitors. I got all these train schedule monitors hanging everywhere. And he's like, look, we're going to get on this train and go for a ride over to New York. I'm like, all right. So I follow his lead. We go down, get on this train, get on that thing, and hang on to the bar there. Looking around, everything's good to go. And sure enough, the doors, they all close up. And here we go. We start moving down towards the Hudson River. So we go clicking across these flatlands out there, moving along real good. I mean, we're moving real fast. Ain't got high-speed trains. Well, he's moved pretty doggone good. So we're zipping along through there, and all of a sudden I hear this boom, 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 boom noise. It's just kind of running up the train that I'm on, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I realized we passed a train going the opposite way. And the difference in air pressure between the trains made those automatic doors move a couple inches, slamming back and forth real quick. I'm like, holy crap, that was a shocker. He's just standing there like, whatever. I'm like, well, seeing as how I didn't say nothing, I'm going to stand here like whatever too. We dive off into the tunnel, go underneath the Hudson, and sure enough, now we're in New York City. Pull up there at, where the train pulls up down below there, and we get off, and there's all these stairs, and little landings and more stairs and landings and more stairs going on up to the station. So everybody gets off train, and we just kind of follow them up there. I'm like, what are we going to do now? And he's like, well, we'll just check out, make sure everything's good in the station here. It's pretty big size, man. It's beautiful too. It's marble floors, big marble columns, maybe 10 foot around, go all the way up like 3 stories, holding up the roof. I'm like, man, this place is beautiful. Shiny, shiny, shiny. So we walk around where all the vendors are and see that everything's good there. Just kind of wander around a little bit. And he said, come on, I'll take you into the police station we got here. I'm like, wow, I guess that makes sense. Got a police station here in the station. So we'll go over to this door. He gives her, a knock, see a face pop up, and door opens. We go inside. And he introduces me around to everybody that's in there. It's like, all right, we're getting along pretty good. So after a little bit, showing me around there, he's like, come on, we'll go out and catch a train going back to Jersey. I said, all right. So we walk out there, and he takes a look at one of the monitors. You can see where which trains are coming in and which ones are leaving, where they're going, and you're reading these monitors. And he's like, they haven't called the track yet for the one going back to Jersey. And I notice while we're looking at the monitor, all these people are gathering around us looking at the same monitor. And I see him just turn and he walks over there behind one of those columns. So I'm like, well, maybe I should walk over there too. So I walk over there to where he is. I said, something going on? And he's like, no, we need to get out of the way. I said, get out of the way of what? And he said, well, you see all these people that just keep, they're just coming off of work. So there's just more and more people gathering in the station here, and they're all looking at these monitors all over the station. He said, all these folks are waiting on the Jersey train. They're going to get on it. And I'm like, all right. And he said, the thing is, when the track number shows up for that train, where it's pulling up at, as soon as that track number shows up there, these people are going to take off running. I said, running to where? And he said, well, you see them doors over there, track 1, 2, 3, 20-something, whatever. He said, whatever track number comes up there, these people are instantly going to start running as fast as they can for that doorway for that track. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll wait and see. So we're standing there, and he's like, one other thing. And I'm like, what's that? He said, well, when all these people start running, he said, if you see someone fall, he said, stay right here. Because we're behind this pillar, because these people are going to be running by us so fast, they ain't looking at nothing, they'll run you over. He said, if you go out there and try to help somebody that fell down, he said, you're going to get trampled. And he said, that person that fell down, he said, they're going to pop right back up on their feet and keep running like nothing happened anyway. So don't get yourself hurt. Just stay right here. Fight that natural impulse to go help that person that fell down. I'm like, wow, okay. So, there's people just shoulder to shoulder crowded up there. And we're standing behind this pillar, kind of in the middle of them. And I guess the track gets called. And instantly, just like he said, they all bolted. Boom! They all start running as fast as they can for this doorway to that track. And I'm like, holy crap, people are just zipping by you. It's like, holy moly. They ain't paying no attention to what's in front of them. They just want to get to that doorway and get on that train. And I see this one lady, she got a bag in each hand, big old paper bag, and she's running. She falls down to her knees, slides a little bit, jumps right back up and keeps running. I started to go like that, and I'm like, okay, she's back up. Holy moly, didn't pause for a second, just kept going. I'm like, man, he's got some good information. So I said, well, what do we do now? And he said, well, we're going to wait for all these people, to stop running by. And once everything dies down, we'll go get on the train. I said, all right. So we look around. Everything's looking pretty, no one's going to run us over or anything. Pretty much everybody's cleared out. So we take a leisurely walk over there to the doorway and go down the stairs, all the way down. And there's the train sitting there. He's like, come on, we're right up front. I'm like, all right. That sounds good. We're riding the first car. Doors on the side are still open, so we just walk right in there. And I start to grab the rail, and he's like, no, come on, we're going up front. I'm like, all right. This train is packed full of people. Where are you going to go? So we politely make our way up to the the very front of the train where the engineer is. You know, there's a wall there with a door in it. This transit officer, he knocks on the door, and the engineer, he sticks his face in the, you know, little window in the door. It's like, hey. It's like, hey. Well, I guess they know each other. Engineer opens the door. Come on in. So transit officer, he moves over to the left. You know, hey, how's it been? He's, you know, catching up a little bit. And I'm standing right there in the middle, and the engineer shuts the door right behind me. And it's like 3 foot from that door to the nose of the train. And the nose of the train is just covered with windows. And I'm like, dang, you can't get much closer to the very front of the train than this. I mean, you can't even see the front of the train from where we're standing. And, you know, how you doing, Mr. Engineer? And he's like, fine, glad you guys could ride with us. And excuse me, he said we'll be leaving in a little bit. All right, well, this ought to be interesting, riding up front. So he gets the message or whatever, and he gives her a little electric train, you know, so he just kind of slides the handle forward a little bit. We start moving. But apparently we got to move way over to the left, you know, changing tracks, making our way over to the left to get lined up with the tunnel. And man, there's all kinds of room down there when you leave the station area and you're getting lined up. I mean, it's just huge, huge cavern. And then there's this dark hole in front of you, you know, lined up with the train tracks you're on. And I'm like, man, that's a tunnel. Ain't no lights. Well, there's 2 little headlights on the front of the train. He's already got them on, and we're lined up for this hole, you know, going down into the tunnel. And boy, he just fires her up. He puts the spurs to her. Man, we take off. Woo! Here we go. Down this dark hole with these headlights barely shining in front of you, and this tunnel, you can see in the headlights, it's just big enough to fit this train. I mean, there ain't any extra room. It's a perfect circle. You can see all the masonry work that they've done to build the tunnel itself. And we are just flying downhill to get underneath the river. And I look over, we're doing 80 miles an hour. I mean, this thing is just banging and clanging, and we are just smoking down into this hole. And those headlights seem like they're shining about that far in front of you. So it makes it look like you're going even faster. It's like one of those movies where you're getting ready to go into hyperspace, you know, and it's just, you can't even focus on the stuff going past you. I mean, it is just a blur. We go rocketing down this ramp all the way down under the river, and then we flatten out underneath the river, and then here we go climbing out the other side. Man, we are just flying. I'm like, holy moly, this is a hell of a ride. We pop back out in the daylight, and it's like, whoa, man. That's unbelievable. We go zipping across the flats heading towards Newark. He pulls up there, and it's like, man, thank you very much for the ride. That was impressive. He's like, anytime, come on back. Anytime you want. I'm like, all right. So me and the transit officer get off the train there. And transit officer says, look, it's the end of my shift. You know, it's been a pleasure. And I said, likewise, thank you very much. Appreciate all the help today. And we part ways. I get my troop car and make my way back out in the rush hour traffic, headed home. End of shift. So, shout out section this week. All my B troopers out there, keep doing the JOB the way you've been trained. You hold tight to that doggone oath. You watch out for these politicians telling you to do crazy stuff. You know what to do. Take care of business. Take care of your oath. Everything will be fine. So we appreciate what you're doing out there to keep us safe. Thank you. Thank you very much. Military, had a big anniversary come up on the 6th of June a couple of days ago. Big old Normandy landing. Yep. June 6, 1944. Big Red 1 is hitting yet another beach. Woo! Shout out to you guys and hoo-ah! Wow. What a hell of a legacy to try to live up to every doggone day. So all you active duty and reserve folks out there keeping us safe, tip of the spear, we appreciate it. And thank you. Thank you very much. So till next week, me and Christmas Pig, we'll see you then. Bye now.